Snow White lived in a cozy cottage. The cottage was in a sunny glade. Birds sang sweetly, and the sun shone through the trees. Snow White loved her forest home. She had many animal friends. There was a playful squirrel named Squeaky, a gentle deer named Fawn lived nearby, and a wise old owl named Hoot often visited. They were the best of friends. One day, a magical fox appeared. It had a bushy tail tipped with silver. The fox was leaving a shimmering trail. It was so beautiful. "Let's follow it," cried Snow White. The animals agreed. They wanted to know about the trail. They set off into the forest, excited to start their adventure. Snow White skipped ahead, and the animals followed close behind. The trail shimmered and sparkled. It led them deeper into the forest. The trees grew taller and thicker. Sunbeams danced on the forest floor. The air smelled of pine needles and damp earth. Squeaky the squirrel scurried up a tree. He wanted to see the trail better. "It goes on and on," he called down. Fawn the deer sniffed the air. "I smell magic," she said softly. "Hoot!" the owl hooted wisely. "Let's be careful," he advised. The friends followed the trail. They were curious and a little bit scared. They stayed close together. The trail led them to a stream. Sparkling fish swam in the clear water. The trail went right through it. "How can we cross?" wondered Snow White. Suddenly, stepping stones appeared. They appeared one by one. They made a path across the stream. "How magical!" gasped Snow White. She stepped carefully onto the first stone. The animals followed her. They hopped, skipped, and flew across the stepping stones. Soon, they were all safely on the other side. The trail led them deeper into the whispering woods. The trees here whispered and murmured. They sounded like they were talking to each other. "Who's there?" asked Snow White nervously. The trees only whispered louder. "Don't be afraid," said Hoot. "The trees are just talking to the wind." Hoot knew a lot about the forest. His words made Snow White feel safe. Section 4. The River of Reflection. The trail led them to a wide, shimmering river. It flowed silently. The water was so clear it was like a mirror. "This must be the River of Reflection," said Hoot. He had heard stories about this magical river. "Look!" cried Squeaky. He pointed to their reflections, but their reflections were different. Snow White's reflection was braver than she felt. Fawn's reflection was stronger. Squeaky's reflection was wiser. Even Hoot's reflection looked more mysterious. "The river shows us what we can be," whispered Hoot. He sounded amazed. The trail ended at the riverbank. In the middle of the river was a small island. On the island sat the magical fox. It watched them with bright, knowing eyes. Section 5. The Guardian of the Forest. "Welcome," said the fox. Its voice was like the tinkling of bells. "I am the Guardian of the Forest." Snow White and her friends gasped. They had never met a magical creature before. "The shimmering trail led us to you," said Snow White. "Why did you bring us here?" The fox smiled gently. "I need your help," it said. "The forest is in danger." "Danger?" cried Squeaky, his nose twitching. "What kind of danger?" The fox looked at them seriously. "A darkness is spreading," it said. "Only those with pure hearts can stop it." Snow White and her friends were worried, but they were also brave. They promised to do whatever they could to help the forest. Section 6. A Test of True Hearts. The fox led them to a clearing. In the middle of the clearing was a single withered rosebush. "This rosebush is dying," said the fox sadly. "The darkness is stealing its life. To prove your hearts are pure, you must bring it back to life." "But how?" asked Fawn, her big eyes full of concern. The fox smiled. "Kindness and courage are the strongest magic of all," it said. "Use them wisely." Snow White thought hard. She knew what to do. She knelt before the rosebush and gently touched its withered petals. "Don't worry," she whispered. "We're here to help." Section 7. The Gift of Shimmering Light. Snow White shared her love for the forest. She sang a sweet lullaby. Fawn brought fresh spring water. Squeaky gathered soft moss to protect its roots. Hoot kept watch and sang a calming song. Slowly the rosebush began to change. The withered branches grew strong. New leaves unfurled. And then a single beautiful rose bloomed. It glowed with a soft pink light. The clearing was filled with warmth and light. The darkness was gone. The fox smiled, its eyes shining. "You have passed the test," it said. "You have proven your kindness and courage." The fox dipped its tail in the river of reflection. It flicked droplets of shimmering water onto each of them. "This is a gift for you," it said. "The light of the forest will always be with you." Snow White and her friends promised to protect the forest. They waved goodbye to the magical fox and made their way back to the glade. They carried the light of the forest in their hearts, ready for any new adventure that might come their way.